A bottle of wood treatment can cost you $20, $30, even more. But the old craftsman used an oil so cheap that one treatment can cost less than $1. And that is the part the modern wood care industry does not want sitting in plain sight. Because if your wooden table, cabinet, cutting board, door frame, or outdoor chair starts looking gray, dry, stained, or touched by mold, they want you to think the answer is another branded chemical. Another spray, another advanced formula, another product with a shiny label and a price tag that keeps climbing. But long before modern wood restorers filled store shelves, people protected wood with something much simpler. Oil, not magic, not a miracle, a penetrating oil that sinks into tired wood, pushes life back into the grain, deepens the color, and helps lock out the moisture that makes wood look dead. This is why old wood can look ruined on the surface but still be saved underneath. The gray layer is often not the end, the dullness is often not permanent, the dry, chalky look is often just wood begging for its fibers to be fed again. And once this oil touches the surface, something changes fast. The grain darkens, the faded lines return, the surface stops looking dusty and weak, it begins to look dense again, rich again, almost like the wood remembers what it used to be. But there is one important truth: if mold is alive, you must clean it first. If the wood is wet, you must let it dry. If the surface is sealed with plastic-like finish, the oil cannot penetrate. That is the difference between a trick and real knowledge. This is not about buying another expensive bottle. This is about understanding why wood ages, why moisture attacks it, and why one forgotten oil can make old wood look alive again. Before the hardware aisle was packed with expensive wood chemicals, before every bottle promised deep restoration and mold defense, old craftsmen already had something simpler in their hands. Boiled linseed oil, boiled a plain oil pressed from flaxseed, cheap, quiet, almost too ordinary to respect. But in the old workshops, this oil was not treated like a trick. It was treated like a tool. You would find it near workbenches, beside hand planes, on the handles of chisels, on wooden doors, on farm tools, on furniture, on old window frames, and in the hands of people who understood wood before marketing departments started naming problems for profit. These craftsmen knew something most homeowners are never taught. Wood does not fail all at once. It is slowly stripped. Sunlight bleaches the surface, dry air starves the fibers, moisture invades the pores, mold settles where dampness stays too long, and over time the grain that once looked warm and alive becomes gray, flat, and exhausted. So the old method did not begin with covering the wood. It began with feeding it. That is the difference. A surface chemical often sits on top like a mask. Boiled linseed oil enters, it sinks beneath the surface and moves through the grain. It pushes into the tiny pores and capillaries of the wood. It fills the dry spaces that make the surface look pale and chalky. It pulls the hidden grain back into view. That is why a dull board can suddenly darken under the first coat. The oil is not painting beauty onto the wood. It is revealing what was trapped underneath the damage. Now the science is where this old method becomes powerful. Linseed oil is a drying oil. That phrase sounds simple, but it is the reason this oil survived for generations. A non-drying oil stays greasy, it can turn sticky, it can collect dust, it can make wood feel dirty instead of protected. But linseed oil behaves differently. When it meets oxygen in the air, it begins a chemical reaction called oxidation. Then the oil molecules start linking together through polymerization. Think of it like liquid chains locking into place. At first, the oil is fluid enough to enter the wood. Then slowly, it cures into a thin protective network inside the surface. Not a hard plastic shell, not a fake glossy skin, a flexible barrier that helps slow the movement of moisture. And moisture is the real enemy hiding behind most old wood problems. Moisture swells wood, moisture carries stains deeper, moisture gives mold the damp surface it needs to return. When wood is dry, open, and untreated, it is exposed. Every pore is like a small doorway. Air, water vapor, dirt, and spores can move in more easily. But when boiled linseed oil penetrates and cures correctly, those doorways are no longer wide open. The surface becomes less thirsty. The grain becomes richer. The color deepens. The wood looks stronger because the surface is no longer naked. This is why linseed oil was trusted on tool handles. A tool handle had to survive sweat, friction, dust, and years of use. This is why it appeared in traditional woodworking. Furniture needed warmth, not a dead plastic shine. This is why old doors and exterior wood were often tainted with oils and oil-based systems. The goal was not to impress a customer for one afternoon. The goal was to help wood survive time, that is the knowledge modern labels bury under complicated words. They make wood care sound like a laboratory secret. But the core principle is ancient and brutally simple. Clean the wood, dry the wood, open the pores, let the oil enter, let oxygen cure it, let the grain lock itself back into strength. That is not superstition, that is material science. Wood is porous, oil penetrates, oxygen cures. Polymerization locks the molecules into a protective network. And the surface begins to look alive again, because the wood is no longer being abandoned to air, water, mold, and time. This is why old craftsmen trusted boiled linseed oil. They did not need a billionaire company to tell them what worked. They watched the proof appear under their own hands. A pale handle darkened, a tired door regained depth, a dry board stopped looking dead. The oil entered quietly, then it locked the grain from within. Boiled linseed oil is a problem for any business model built on confusion. It is simple, it is cheap, it is difficult to monopolize, it does not need a luxury label, a seasonal formula, or a new advanced restoration promise every few months. It only needs clean, dry, absorbent wood. Why 1932? Because the early 1930s marked a quiet revolution in chemical manufacturing. Mass production of synthetic resins and modern varnishes exploded. And the growing industry faced a serious problem. You cannot patent a seed. You cannot monopolize a simple oil that anyone can press. To build a billion-dollar empire, they needed products that required constant reapplication. They needed dependency, so the old knowledge was not destroyed in one dramatic moment. It was buried slowly under branding, one bottle for shine, one bottle for gray wood, one bottle for mold stains, one bottle for outdoor furniture, one bottle for decks, one bottle for cabinets, one bottle for deep protection. Each label cuts the same fear into another payment. That is the loop. Your wood looks dry, so you buy something, the surface shines for a while, you feel relieved, then the shine fades, the gray color creeps back, the mold shadow returns, the wood looks tired again. The shelf does not teach you what happened inside the grain. It points you to the next bottle. This is how a dull board becomes a sales funnel. A stain becomes a reason to pull money from your pocket. A confused homeowner becomes a returning customer. That does not mean every modern coating is useless. Some sealers, stains, and preservatives are excellent when used for the right job. Exterior structural wood often needs stronger protection than oil alone can give. The villain is not chemistry, the villain is dependency. It is the system that sells a quick surface emotion before it teaches material truth. The money behind that system is massive. Sherwin-Williams reported consolidated net sales of $23.57 billion for 2025. AkzoNobel and Axalta announced a merger intended to create a coatings company with about $17 billion in annual revenue. Reuters reported that the combined company is expected to generate $17 billion in annual revenue and $3.3 billion in EBITDA. This is not a small aisle in a hardware store. This is a global coatings machine, and a machine that large does not grow by making people calm, educated, and independent. It grows when people feel uncertain. It grows when they cannot tell the difference between cleaning, drying, oiling, sealing, and coating. That confusion is the emotional engine of the aisle. An educated customer breaks the spell. He checks for moisture. He cleans mold first. He lets wood dry. He tests absorption in a hidden spot. He knows oil is not bleach, not disinfectant, and not a cure for rotten wood. He uses the correct material for the correct condition. That is what was taken from you, not just the oil, the logic of wood. They sold you shine before they taught you absorption. They sold you fragrance before they taught you moisture. They sold you labels before they taught you grain. And once you see it, the shelf looks different. It no longer looks like help. It looks like a maze built around your uncertainty. The wood was not asking for panic. It was asking for knowledge. Boiled linseed oil is powerful because it penetrates. But that also means the surface must be prepared first. If you rush this step, you are not restoring wood, you are sealing dirt, moisture, and mold into the grain. Step 1. Clean the wood, remove dust, grease, and surface grime first. If mold is present, clean the mold before oiling. Do not put oil over active mold and expect the problem to disappear. Oil is not a disinfectant, it is a wood treatment. Step 2. Let the wood dry completely. This is critical. If the wood still feels damp, wait. If it has been outside, give it more time. Oil over wet wood can trap moisture and make the problem worse. Step 3. Test a hidden spot. Apply a small amount of boiled linseed oil under the table, behind a leg, or on the back edge of the wood. Wait and watch the color change. Some wood becomes beautifully rich. Some wood becomes darker than you expect. Step 4. Apply a thin coat. Use a clean cloth or brush. Do not flood the surface. Push the oil into the grain, then wipe off the excess after several minutes. The goal is penetration, not a greasy skin sitting on top. Step 5. Let it cure. Good restoration needs patience. Keep the wood in a ventilated area. Let oxygen do its work. If the surface stays sticky, you use too much oil or failed to wipe it down. Now the warning: never throw oily rags into a pile. Boiled linseed oil can generate heat as it cures. A crumpled rag can trap that heat and ignite. Lay used rags flat outside to dry, or place them in water inside a sealed metal container before disposal. That warning matters. Real knowledge protects the wood. Real knowledge also protects your home. This is not just about making an old table shine again. It is about pulling a buried piece of knowledge back into the light. Because when people forget how materials work, industries step in and sell confusion back to them. They split one simple problem into 10 expensive bottles. They turn dull wood into panic. They turn mold stains into shame. They turn your uncertainty into repeat purchases. But knowledge breaks that machine. When you understand wood, you stop being pushed around by labels. You stop buying fear in a plastic bottle. You stop treating every gray surface like a disaster. You begin to read the wood, you clean it, you dry it, you open the grain, you let the right oil penetrate, you let oxygen cure it, you protect the surface with patience instead of panic. That is the difference between a customer and a craftsman. A customer waits for the next product to tell him what to do. A craftsman understands the material, and that is why sharing this matters. Do not share this because a channel begged for engagement. Share it because someone you know is about to throw away a wooden chair that could be revived. Share it because someone is about to spend $30 on a temporary shine when the real answer might cost less than $1 per treatment. Share it because old knowledge disappears when ordinary people stop passing it forward. The algorithm will push the loudest product, the ads will push the most profitable bottle, the shelf will push the most confusing choice, but people can push back with memory. So if this helped you, leave a comment with the words "Restore the grain." Not for me. For the next person who finds this video after thinking their wood was already ruined. Like this video if you want forgotten household knowledge brought back with real science, not fake miracles. Subscribe if you want to stop being trapped by expensive labels and start understanding the materials inside your own home. Because the secret was never just the oil, the secret was the knowledge they hoped you would forget. And now it is yours again.